Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to our third episode of our Transport Fever 2 series, where I'm building a transportation company here in the Netherlands. So far, guys, it's been going pretty good. We've set up a couple of cargo runs, which are making us some money, and we set up in the last episode our first passenger train line right now that goes from Amsterdam to Haarlem to Utrecht. I still can't pronounce it, guys. Listen, I know you all let me know in the last episode how to pronounce it, and I still can't do it. My simple British mouth can't pronounce these fancy Dutchy names right now. But guys, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to build our first oil run because oil is going to make me tons of money. Now, my only problem right now is I need money to complete the expansions and create this vast transport network that I want in the Netherlands. But like I said, I need sweet cash money moolah. So we're going to hopefully set up a big oil run. We're going to find which one is going to be kind of beneficial for us. And then slowly start making some progress and linking up some train lines to some other cities. Now, I know you all said the last episode, guys. I know this is kind of overkill right now. But trust me, I'm hoping it will make sense. I'm also going to build some entry points on the other side, like you guys said in the last episode, and connect the road up so we can at least access this part of Amsterdam as well. Things are going to be beautiful today, guys. They really, really are. So, before we go any further, then, guys, just want to say right now, if you are enjoying this series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here. If you are excited for the next episode, for you to get notified when it does get dropped. Also, leave a comment saying, Seniac, you full play some more modules to set. So, all my lines at the moment are making a profit. But we need to now invest the vast amount of cash that I've got, which is nearly 10 million. I also have a $10 million loan as well, so I need to kind of make sure that we do pay that back. But I'm going to invest as much as I can of this right now into building a brand new oil line, which is going to make me a ton of cash money moolah. Now, over here, we have a couple of oil wells and some refineries, which is really good. I'm trying to look around right now. Now, obviously, the further the distance we travel, the more money we make. But I've also got to be strategic as well. We have... Yeah, there we go. I was looking for it then. It's up here. We have this up here, which... What we could do is we could pick up the crude oil, deliver it all the way down to... Oh, is it here? Okay, that's actually not as far as I thought it was. We can pick up the crude oil up there, deliver it down. Now, this is interesting, to the refinery here. And then what we then do is we pick up the crude oil here and deliver it to the refinery over there. Now, in the process, when this produces refined oil, I can deliver that refined oil down here to produce fuel and pick up the refined oil here to produce fuel there. So we could borderline technically get fuel created within one line. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's amazing, Seniac. That is amazing right now. What towns kind of need it? Well, we're a little bit far away right now. None of the towns apart from Hilversum, if I pronounce that right, and Zandvoort. Oh, and Den Haag. Oh, and Zandvoort. Okay, actually, quite a few towns require fuel. Right, and we could actually kind of, because this is on the coast, we could maybe ship it down to Amsterdam. Or to Zandam, depending on which area I make the cargo section for the boats. Oh, okay, this has just got me really excited right now. So, I'm going to set this up as if I'm going to have way too many kind of train stations linked to it. So, cargo train station. Do I go 6? I'll make it super long anyway. That's going to cost me 1.2 million. Wow. Right, if I build that about... Oh, no, that's on 5. I need 6 fulls, 6. So if I built that there, or do I build it over on this side? I suppose it doesn't really matter. I don't think I would need 8, but do I just throw 8 in just for the sake of it because I can? That seems a little bit wild and a little bit excessive, doesn't it? I feel like it really, really does. So I'm just going to place this here. Okay. I'm giving myself multiple platforms because we're going to have a multitude of trains entering here and exiting. And eventually this will lead up to a cargo area for ships. So this is going to be really exciting. I'm actually really, really excited about what we're going to be doing here. So to spread the area, I'm going to put these buildings either side. They'll also enable me to hold more storage. Now I can't get that one because of the size of it. But that should be all okay. We're going to connect the road up just there. I got to turn ownership off as well, otherwise I pay for maintenance, and I don't really want to do that, boys. I don't really want to do that. Right, let me hook up all of these first. Now, these are a little bit set back, but it shouldn't be an issue when it comes to connecting these up. So if I just kind of very loosely create the little connections there, by that logic, everything here is now connected to the train station. And I can always extend the platform or kind of do some landscaping to implement a cargo harbour in the future. Right, that one's done. I think this one looks like it's a little bit closer together. No. Okay, no. They're all the same distance, you fool. They're all the same distance. Right, put you there and repeat the process at the same time as well. So nice and big in the middle. We'll do the big ones either end because that kind of gives me the biggest, or shortens the distance, I should say, with the bigger buildings to the actual roads themselves. So let me just get all these roads now connected, just so everything's all intertwined. Come off there to there. So we've got these two all set up then. So yeah, this is fairly easy to do. And what is kind of cool as well, if I do decide I need more kind of platforms, I can add more in because we've got the room to pretty much do it. Right, the stations are now all set. I now need to run a train line coming all the way up. So I think I'm just going to do it as a simple main line and connect all the platforms to it. It's just figuring out where's best. So obviously this is going to come down, which will hit that. So we're going to have to make it bend slightly to go round, to go down, to turn into here. So if I get a train track, and if I just slightly zoom in to there, and if I ran this going as close to this as possible, because I know there's a slight little wiggle bend, that's going to cost me 1.1 million. I'm hoping the train was pretty flat there. I mean, then again, this is the Netherlands. Oh no, it looks like it's sinking down slightly. Right, that's fine, because it will allow me to create overpasses with ease. It will allow me to create overpasses with ease. Plus, it keeps the gradient all the same, so trains can just chug along nicely. I'm just trying to convince myself that that was the correct thing to do. Right, it's actually quite a long line, isn't it? All right, there we go. We've now based it all off this. So if I get this middle one here to stick out and make that be our central line, and all I've got to do then is grab you to there. It contains or maintains the 120 speed limit, even though our trains will not reach that at this current moment in time. But that bends in quite nicely, and then all I've got to do is connect this up so we can have a multitude of trains using all of the platforms at this station. Just keeping it simple, guys. Just keeping it super simple. Now, there's another way in which I can also kind of do this as well. I could have them all come in, and then I can have them all filter around and exit and then lead out. So a train coming in doesn't have to wait for a train to lead out. You see where I'm going with this? Now, I don't know how good of an idea that would be. I'm not sure how good of an idea that would be. What do you guys think about that? Because they'll still have to wait for a train to kind of come out anyway if the train's leading in, if it goes round. But should we create an actual rail yard depots where they kind of come out this way and go round? Let me know in the comment section down below. We could potentially experiment with that in the next episode. Right, bring this going out first to... Oh, okay, that was a mistake. And I do want to try and maintain the 120, even though we don't have the ability to kind of get them to that speed yet. Perfect. It helps when we eventually kind of upgrade it to high speed. Right, bring this all in. So you to there, and in. In we go. In we go. And no. Okay, what's going on here? Sometimes these crisscrosses, they confuse me. There we go, boys. So this is just keeping it, like I said, as simple as I can potentially get it. Now, who would have thought, right, that I would have had to use the smoothie tool in the Netherlands? Who would have thought this, guys? This is the land of the flat. I'm sure the Netherlands translates to flatlands. I'm just joking, guys. I don't think it does in real life. Don't kind of quote me on that. Also, why am I spending all my money right now on smoothie? This is wild that I'm smoothing the Netherlands, notably one of the most flattest countries in the world right now, which really helps them for agricultural purposes. It's great for growing tulips, apparently, guys. That's all as my knowledge goes right now. That's as far as my knowledge goes on those Dutchies. I know all you watching right now are like Dutch, so hello. I don't know if that's hello for Dutch, but please go easy on me. Go easy on me right now, okay? Go easy on me. Yeah, right, Seniac, stop being a fool right now. Let's get the signals now in. So we'll start with our basic signals here. And if I then come to about there, and, oh, did it do, oh no, I don't have the auto signal enabled. Right. Will replacing it do auto signal? Yes, it does. Which I will lead that to there, and then place the last one just there. Right, auto signal now going all the way back, which is perfect. I can then create my line. So this is going to be quite confusing on how I get this now set up. Technically, it's not really going to work that well. Actually, technically, I need two lines. One line that just goes back and forth with the crude oil, and another line that then goes back and forth with the refined oil. That's kind of all I need it to do. So if I create a new line, and we go from here, obviously, to here, okay? And I'm going to say, yes, use every single platform, go wild. Because at this moment in time, we're not too bothered about gems. There's not going to be any hot gems whatsoever. That's all on the correct side. Do what you need to do. And, ooh, okay, so I like the name Hoogveen. Is it Hoogveen? Hoogveen? I like that name better. If I can spell it right. Hoogveen crude oil is what we're going to call it there. And then create another new line and select both of these again. And get them to use all the platforms as well. Because they're sharing the same line, we don't mind too much, okay? If they've got to share the same line, they can share all the platforms. They'll just wait their turn. And then we'll call this the Hoogveen oil. That's it. That's all it needs to be. So in the crude oil line, we now get this set up to where it only loads and unloads the crude oil. In both places, crude oil. Now in the Hoogveen, I'm probably pronouncing this so wrong, right? All this does, it loads and unloads refined oil. And that will then take it back and forth. So just to kind of recap on that right now, one line just picks up the oil there, makes money by dropping it off here for these two factories, then it will pick it up there, make money on the way back, dropping it for them two factories. I don't need that train to pick up any refined oil because it stops it then picking up the crude oil. So that's why we have a second line, which picks up the refined oil from here, and then drops it off to the fuel refinery there, and then picks up the refined oil there, and drops it off to the fuel refinery there. Then all I would then need to do is technically had a third line that will just then pick up the fuel here to bring it down to here when we then ship it. Or unless I use this refinery for somewhere else and I use this one for the Amsterdam region. Maybe. Right, all I've got to do now then is get a train implemented. So I'm going to place it here and I'm going to make it go down this direction to give our refineries and plants and oil wells time to pretty much have enough product on the platform. Right, This is where it's now going to get expensive because the line's that big, I could afford to put multiples of trains on or even just make trains really, really big. So let's go for the big boy then, the Russian class here. I'm just gonna go for it, okay? Because I know oil's gonna make me so much money. So the tanker cars here, they all... Oh no, these two produce 7. This one lasts a little bit longer, so we'll go for this one. And if I give it a 98 capacity, okay, a 98 capacity, it's going to cost me 3.5 million. So if I buy 2, that's 7 million. So we got to start simple, boys, on the crude oil line. Start nice and simple. Right, that then should slowly do what it needs to do. We should slowly start seeing oil on the platform, which it is. Very good, very good. And we should see over here as well, which it is. Perfect. So any money I now make, I'm going to try and keep it investing it within this brand new oil line that we've just created, okay? That's what we're going to try and do at the moment. So we'll hold out for a little bit yet, but can we actually, before I invest any more money in the oil line, let's just give it time to kind of like get all up and running. But am I able to invest any money in my current lines that will kind of make any benefit to us? Now, we've got a lot of people waiting over here right now, so we need to add more vehicles on that. I needed to kind of... Oh, yes, that's a point. Oh, I'm going to have to delete this, unfortunately. Let me pause. Because I want to put the additional buildings on this side. So passenger buildings. Oh, why can't I put them here? Wait, what? Am I too big? Is my platforms too big right now? Oh, no. My platforms are too big to be able to place. No. It's a sad day, boys. It's a sad day right now. I mean, in reality, do I need this extra platform? I could... Oh, no. Now, it would be nice to be able to kind of, you know, access the other side. So I'm going to have to kind of slightly configure this. Right, I'm going to lose a platform. All because I've made it a little bit too big. And I don't have the ability right now to place the buildings. Right, I can't get rid of the rest because I've now got to get rid of all of this. It's a sad day. It is a sad day. But maybe that will stop me from building such ridiculousness moving forward. Right, can I delete that little excess bit? Right, let me pause. And quickly place this back in. Right, we're back in business there. I believe so. I'm going to have to delete this bit as well. Do apologize, everybody. Do apologize. Right, we're back in business. So back to play mode then. Configure the rest of this. And then we'll get passenger buildings on. So if I put... Or do I go for the... No, we'll just stick to these. And I'm just going to put them there for now. Right. And I'm going to quickly pause one more time. And then we're going to run our road first going down to there, just so it touches this one, and then we bend it to kind of... Ooh, no, I mean, I don't want to keep deleting stuff in Amsterdam, but I'm going to have to delete it just because I need it to be in a certain position. It's so horrible deleting buildings, especially at this stage, but I know it will grow back. And now all of a sudden, these buildings here have access to the train station. Right, continue, please. Continue. Continue, like nothing ever happened before. Right, so this doesn't change any of this, does it? It's all the same. I mean, I could then add... No, I can't add those on because they're cargo related, right? It all gets to all the passenger sides. It does. Cargo's all now separated. Right. Continue like nothing happened, guys, in Amsterdam. Please continue like nothing happened. This is really bad, isn't it? It is really bad. Okay. Okay. So, the reason for me having the ability to extend this now, because you can see that we have a lot of people waiting to go to Rotterdam and Leiden. Now, if I extended the train line here from Haarlem to go through Leiden on the way to Rotterdam, I could then get rid of that vehicle room. It pretty much then replaces that. Rotterdam is going to be a different line that comes from Utrecht right now, which I still can't say these names. Still cannot say them. But we got to figure out where we are going to be placing them. Now, I might just build the placeholder train station for now, which I'm going to get to run through here. I do like the idea of them, you know, technically running to a certain extent through our towns. But you've got to be very, 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 very careful. So if I made this a 120 in terms of its size, and I place it there. So this is in the heart of the industrial area, which it will connect up to. I mean, we can get it connected up to the residential side with relative ease by implementing public transport around the city. I'm just thinking of ways in which I can kind of progress it, not in the heart of the city that it destroys it so much that it hinders its growth, but like just on the outskirts for now. And let it continue. So, I mean, by that logic, I could also maybe get this road to extend. And then off it goes whatever direction and place it here instead. And then it will kind of split to go to Den Haag and off to Rotterdam. As we have another line that kind of comes this way. That will kind of merge in. Yeah, okay. In my head, I've got it, but the only problem is the train station is going to be within the industrial area. So I could make it technically a little bit longer to kind of work with it. Or do I place it on this side? No, I'm definitely going to place it here. So this is definitely going to be within the industrial area. So we'll place this, or do I go for a 4? I'm going to go for a 4. I'm going to be a little bit excessive. I'm going to place it there. Now, I know this is not perfectly situated within the town itself. I'm going to go for the 4 just so I can then add, right, on the other side, room for cargo. Actually, how did I do cargo in the other areas? Oh no, that's not cargo, that's just a normal station, isn't it? I'm sure I put like cargo on one of these stations, like preempting it. I don't think I did I? Because I haven't really planned it out just yet, so let's just not worry about the cargo yet then. Because I'm not producing any cargo of any relativeness that's going to bring anything over here. Alright, Den Haag is going to kind of... I might make this just go on the outskirts over here as well, because that will probably lead over in that direction. It could just be an end area. I'm not too sure, but that's going to kind of come through and that's going to bend. But that line there is going to split to go through Zandvoort. And then one line here is then going to split into Den Haag, and then one line is going to continue into Rotterdam. So I reckon that the train station here... So if I get the street... Now, this area is quite a straight run in a weird way. So if I just delete this road and then go straight off this, pushing through, I might just throw it just there. So if I delete this road here, and then the train station for us here would go there. I don't know if it needs 2, though. That's another conversation for another time. It's always nice to have 2, though, because obviously one they can come bypass through it, and the other one can kind of like, they can stop at it. Right. Let me come back in just a minute then. Surely we're now going to have one of the trains. No, the trains haven't even made their way over here yet. But there's definitely more than enough available to pick up. So I'm still waiting for them trains to kind of get to where they need to get to. In the meantime, then, let's actually focus on extending these lines ever so slightly. So we'll make the middle one be the main line. So bring you out, and then we'll run these then in. So you would go to there, you're there, and then of course we can do a quick little crisscross. Providing everything goes to plan and there's no issues. There's always issues with the crisscrosses, isn't there? There we go. That's all good. Now, coming off this, which we are going to have to tear through the city, unfortunately. That's just kind of naturally all part of it. This also has to kind of bend itself in. I'm just seeing where I could maybe do it. So if I did it there, and then the crisscross happens here. Right, let's not play games right now. There is no slope. There is no slope right now. Don't even lie to me, game. Too much of a slope, apparently. Right, where? Okay, it's kind of slopey. I'll give him that. Oh, snap. Okay, it actually is a thing. There's me, like, talking a load of jibber-jabber right now. It is a thing. Right, if I just go to here. First cross it, and then... Is that now the same height? I think so. So if I did this... There we go. Think you can get past your boy right now with these little slopes? I don't think so. I don't think so. So we're going to have to find how this is going to work. So this is obviously going to run to Zandvoort. And I'm going to keep this running straight just to there. And then we kind of have to then find where the connection switches. So I can either run this and it bends with it, or it could bend early and then connect in. So if I just run it out a little bit more, because I don't want to hinder Zandvoort's growth too much. I want it to have a little bit more room to kind of play around with. So if I just move this a little bit more now, and we say from here. Nah, do you know what? I feel like we might have to kind of bring this a bit closer. Right, if I went to there, because I'm maintaining a certain speed limit as well. No, I don't like doing it like that because you lose the bendiness and the alignment to be so perfect. I think it might be a case of I've got to come further back. Oh, snap. Hold on. That maintains a 120. Right, let's... Okay. So that continues to go straight into Zandvoort. That merges with it to kind of run along it. So the train lines remain intact. Okay. But it's not the best position, though. That's why we need public transport to kind of bring people around Leiden. Over here. So then, because the road bends away from us, we've got to find the position in here of how this is now going to work. So if I just come to here with this, I've got to find the diagonal that is going to make everything perfect. So just give me a second here. I might need to do a couple of these. So if I just go to there with this and treat that as the bendy Wendy and then run it like that because it's going to Rotterdam. So that bends into there. That bends into there. And then theoretically, if I can then just get past the road here, because all this has got to bend into it as well. So unfortunately, it does delete some stuff, but I can't really help that by much. Hoping I can get this to... Oh, too much curvature for real? Well, how am I going to get this to bend in now? Unless I have to kind of bring this like... Oh, it's a shame I can't do that now. Right, if I brought that out... Right, we have to bring it out slightly just to be able to kind of get the connection in. Crisscross happens here. And then we've just got to merge these in. So I reckon it's going to be about there into here. Which will do us just fine for now. Alright, let's bring it to there for a second. And then that runs out. Now you got to see the bigger picture on this, where eventually all the cities and towns have grown around the train lines. And they're going to feel like inner city train lines at that point as well. So theoretically, I can now extend the line to connect up to 2 new cities, but it's not going to go to the 2 new cities, okay? We're creating... I mean, we could create a little bit of a loop here, in a weird way. I've got to decide where this is now going to stop and where's going to be, like, additional extensions to the areas. And then, of course... Is this running all the way up, or am I bending this? I feel like we're going to have this line kind of run up as it then decides, because it might run to cargo areas, because we've got the river. We probably have like a bunch of shipping involved as well. So this will have to kind of bend in. So once I've done this then, I'm pretty much all done. So if I go quite far back here. No, do I need to go back further? I think this needs to be pushed back slightly. No. Am I too early on that? Oh no, I think I just need to go all the way up here. So where's the issue on this? Do you reckon it's back again a bit more? And if I went there to there... I might be... Do I need to go even further? That's a 120 the whole way. Right, that is the magic. Right, push that all the way around. We have a line. Good stuff. Now that's all good, right? I mean, yeah, all the crisscross is all in place. So bearing in mind I haven't really kind of done the rest of these areas perfect. They're not connecting to the full extent of the city to where I want it to be. Right, we completely understand that. We know that. I do need to kind of create public transport. But that does now allow me to kind of look towards getting rid... Where's the snap here? There we go. It does allow me to get rid of one of the passenger lines, which is quite exciting. So if I ran you just going through there, and if I just delete that now. So it doesn't connect to the full city, but that's okay. I'm going to run that line from Utrecht all the way through Amsterdam, Haarlem, Leiden to Rotterdam and going back. Eventually I can see myself creating a loop just in this area where all the lines kind of lead to and crisscross over and whatnot and share certain stations to bypass other areas. This is quite exciting. This is quite exciting. So let me just make sure that we are maximizing our surface space at the same time. So if I get the road here to kind of pass through, That will then allow me to understand the space that's available, which is actually not a lot. I might have to push this road back a little bit. So passenger buildings. I'm going to get right over the edges on these to kind of maximize the space. Now, I could go for the skinny road, and that probably would give me what I require, while keeping the grid effect on this city. All right, there we go. And in a lot of these stations, I need to do all the excess stuff. Like, I need the underpasses. We need the roofs in the middle to protect the passengers from the rain. This is all the stuff that we've now got to do. And eventually, if we have to add cargo, I might bring cargo for a different area. I know some of the passenger stations are within the cargo area, but it is what it is. Oh, we've got new vehicles unlocked. And new horse-drawn carriages for flatbeds. That'll be for carrying more cargo. Right, I think things... Oh, new carriages? Okay, this is going to be expensive. This is going to be an expensive upgrade right now. Right, I'm only going to worry about the cities that I'm currently working with. So Rotterdam, we're too much over there now, aren't we? We've realised this. We are too much. Passenger buildings. How big can I go on the very end? Nice and big there. Not as big on this end here, but I can squeeze you in. And that gives us a nice radius already into Rotterdam. So we'll have to kind of configure this, delete that extra bit. Maybe get a little road in the background, but it will help me build the shipping docks anyway. So that's all good. And how we're looking down here. So we've extended that ever so slightly. We need to add all the miscellaneous stuff on. So underpasses and then the overhead stuff as well to make it look nice. Right, we'll come back to this in a minute. I want to see how far they've got now with my oil runs. Oh, snap, I've missed the train drop off. How much did you make? Never, that was 1.9 million. Right, where's this train? Let me fast forward. Did that really make 1.9 million? Oh, good God. If that's true, we're laughing all the way to the bank. All the way to the bank, baby. Right, let's find out. Let's find out what this does. Come on. Oh, it's 2.5. It's 1.9 after expenses in that year. Right, I'm going to duplicate 2 more trains in this line. Can I afford to duplicate both? I can and I have. Damn. Right, that's wild. That's wild. Right, so Amsterdam, let me do some configurations on you as a station right now. So the underpasses, do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do the little roofs on the passenger sections. Make it look real nice. Now, eventually, as we progress through the eras, we'll get new buildings that we can new structures that we can work with that we eventually will unlock. But you see the cargo on the outside, passenger in the middle. For now, that will do. That station's done. This station's done. And let me just do Rotterdam. So I'm actually going to configure Rotterdam right now just to get rid of this excess bit. Alright, get rid. And then once that is done, we're good to go. So just delete you for a quick second so I can add the cargo platform in. Platform, there we go. So I can get the buildings on the other side. It might not make much of a difference, but it will be what I need to add the connection for the cargo ships. So I'm going to do I do cargo? I mean, it's way too big, that, isn't it? We should just kind of keep it simple. For the cargo connections. I'll probably end up reclaiming a little bit of, land or whatnot. But at least run that to there. And then I've got connections that I can then attach for the shipping harbours when they drop cargo in. Right, let me just trim this off then. Which we're going to have to end up deleting you. End up deleting you and then just get this all finalized. That's all it needs to do, isn't it? Yeah. And then you're obviously coming down to... Oh, hello, hello. To there. Right, we're back to normal. Apart from obviously doing the miscellaneous items here. Underpass. And then we do the little kind of shelters as well. So if it rains, nobody gets their bald heads wet. Right. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting extension then, because this is going to be now technically quite a long line to the point where we will need a multitude of trains on this. Otherwise, the stations will get super overloaded. But this is already looking pretty interesting. We are literally one connection away from creating a loop. Are we going to end up creating a loop is the question. I think so. I think it would make sense, but the question would be, does it go through here and then connect in? Now, if that does the case there, I then skip out Utrecht altogether. Unless I kind of bypass the... No, because that's got to come through. It's got to go through here, Warden, anyway. It's got to go through there. So it'll mean Utrecht will not be on the loop, but it will be on a different line that could either be the line that goes up and then to the left to Zaandam, or it could be part of the line that goes up and then continues straight from Rotterdam. Oh no, because then this line going down here will be the one that goes to the right. So where does that now fit in? Unless I don't do a loop, and then I have that line end there, and then I have another line go through this way that goes up. So rather than a loop, we just have a secondary line that bypasses around. What would you guys recommend here? Do I complete the loop, or do I have a separate line running to connect so it kind of crisscrosses over both end platforms to kind of skip everything all out? What would you guys recommend there? Let me know in the comment section down below. I inadvertently, potentially, have created the possibility to create a loop. Weirdly, if that makes sense. Right, anyway, let's get this all up and running now, this line. So manage the line. So we get to Haarlem, and then before it goes back to Amsterdam, this is where things are going to slightly mess up right now. So if I just get rid. Right, is it on the correct side? It is. It will then go ahead and travel up to here, and then into Rotterdam, back down, back to there, and then to Amsterdam. Now, before I do anything else, I've just realised I've also got to now do signals. So that would go there. And obviously, I've got auto signal enabled, which can only go so far because of all of this stuff here. And then, bam, leading down would go there. That might be a bit too close, this one. Let me just delete that signal. And get rid of auto signal for a second. Just so I can place those down real quick. And then, I mean, that's going to end here as well. So let me just get you there. You there, you there, you there. I just realised I've put that on the wrong side. Let me just turn auto signal off here for a second. Bam, bam. I'm hoping I've done these signals all correct and I haven't kind of technically messed them up. I'm sure I probably messed one of them up somewhere down the road. Auto signal up now on. That comes into there. which I feel like that one's a little bit too close. So I'm going to do you there, and then get rid of these two. Which means I just need my signal then here. And let me just manage that line one more time. So in Rotterdam, which is now here, we give them the ability to use all the platforms that are geared up for passenger trains. In here, Leiden right now, we need to make sure that we're on the correct platform, which I think it might be on the wrong one. To be honest with you, if I put it on number 4, hold on. So it comes in on this way, on the way in for the first time. And that should be on number 4, right? And then coming out should be on number 1. So it doesn't need to crisscross over. But it could use number 2. And when it comes in on number 4, it could use number 3. If it wanted to. If you kind of allow them to use both right going that way and both left coming this way, there's a possibility. I'm going to leave it like that. I wouldn't need to normally do it like that, but there's a possibility that they could kind of technically do it like that. But actually, I'm going to say no. Because I wouldn't want both of them to arrive at once. So we get rid of you. And then we get rid of you. So let's just keep it simple. It gives us a bypassing line in the middle if there's a train coming through. Right, that is all I need to do, right? And it's now technically all set up. So back into play mode. My only issue is I will now need more trains in that line because I've now made that line even longer, okay? My only issue is the Leiden station is not really in the position that I want it to be. I don't know if this actually reaches... Okay, it does technically reach that within walking distance, so any passengers making their way over can be picked up to get here. But it's not perfect still. It's not perfect, but I'm not worried about it just yet. I'm not worried about it too much just yet. I just want to focus on buying more trains first. Right, this is a great turn of events, this is. So how's our oil line now doing with the brand new trains? We're going to have a little bit of a fast forward. See if we can get these trains delivering money in the bank so I can then pay for the additional expansions. So when this one comes now, the other ones should be on their way shortly anyway. Nice 2.5 million being made. Picked up and then skedaddling out of here. So that train there's hurtling all the way down right now. This will change before the other one gets... Oh, we've got new engines as well. We've got actual streetcars now being unlocked. So, we are now progressing ever so slightly. Right, that's one of my new trains that I've just bought that's picking up for the first time. And either the one behind it is the same again. Or it's a case of the one behind it broke up the two coming out of the same place at once. If that makes sense. That makes sense? I think that makes sense. Right, let's go. I've got 4.5 million in the bank right now. Which is very good. Right, this train here should utilize a different platform. Yeah, we've got multiple platforms they can pretty much pick from. So that's picking up for the first time as well, and this one will be unloading. And then also picking up as well. And then before you know it, they're going to be both heading out of here. So that's now turning around, ready to go. You'll wait for this one to go, and then we're off, boys. We're off. 7.2 million in the bank. So, can we do some upgrades then to this line? This, I actually now got to rename it. It's now Rotterdam to Utrecht. So, I think I've spelt that correct, right? It's not like a weird spelling, is it? No. Rotterdam, sweet mate. So first, manage the vehicles. First, without me editing them or modifying or changing them, I'm just going to literally clone them. And I've got now 2 more. So I've doubled the capacity, I've doubled the frequency of what we originally had previously. Now I'm going to keep the bus route in for the moment, because the bus route, this technically reaches areas and houses that the train station currently does not reach, as you can see. So I'll keep it in for a minute until I have a better network set up around here. I might also re-edit some of the roads when I've got chance. Switch some stuff up. But if I did create a loop, I can have a counterclockwise and a clockwise train line then at that point as well, can't I? And then we'll have like Den Haag going through Leiden down to Zandvoort to Umuden down to Beverwijk. So it crosses on Leiden, and then it might then kind of connect to the same station that kind of runs this way. They might all end in Den Helden maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. But I'm going to try and make them crisscross multiple times so we can kind of split where the passengers are going. So one station's not always going to be more overloaded than any of the others. Now, did the vehicles that are bringing in the grain line, is it possible to kind of upgrade these vehicles now? So if I was to replace these cargo style, we've currently got on them horse and carts, which are these ones that carry 4. We've got new ones just unlocked that carry up to 5. So, is there any difference in anything else? No, I'm going to go for the horse-drawn carriage ones here. 600,000. It means we carry an extra 1 piece of cargo per horse and carriage. Which will make a big difference with the amount of goods that we can then deliver and produce. Believe it or not, it will make a big difference. Right, train is leaving here for the first time. But I feel like we might need 2 more of those trains on the line as well. So we're going to invest in another 2. So we've then got 6 trains on that line. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more frequency then on this system. But this is good. This is already a good start. I'm trying to keep it simple and quite humble at the beginning before we do have the big plans. But I'm really excited to start eventually using all the waterways. That's going to be the big one for us in this series, isn't it? As much as we are utilizing trains to the full extent and making sure that we're setting up these lines that lead here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. The waterways are going to play a very, very important part in this Dutch transportation company. It really, really is. Right, do I have enough pennies in the bank right now to add in another 2 trains on this line? So duplicate, oh no, not enough money just yet. Wait for this to drop off here. So let's have a little bit of a fast forward, boys. And then eventually we'll start doing the refined oil. We'll eventually start doing those lines. But another 2 trains just there. Back and forth. Basically, big cash money moolah is then going to be made. So yeah, we've got a line here with no trains at the moment. That's fine. The brand new passenger line will take a while before it does make money. I've just bought a bunch of new trains for it. But the crude oil line has now become my most profitable line as of right now. So that's really, really exciting to see. We're moving on up. We're making more money. The expenses are growing because I keep spending it, but more importantly, the income is now growing. So could we argue Amsterdam's now growing bigger? I have deleted more of Amsterdam as it started to grow, and then I deleted a lot of stuff to get the extension on the back of the train station. But it has given us more land to work with, so they can't complain too much, can they? No, they can't complain too much. Right, that train's now off and out of here, boys. We've reduced the amount of people wanting to now travel. We could probably also look towards upgrading the passenger vehicles, but I'll give that a little wait. A little bit of a wait, boys. But this is quite good. I'm liking how this is going to play out. Especially when we've got additional lines running on the same lines and they split and turn off here, there, and everywhere. It's going to feel like an actual legit network. Right, guys, we're going to end it here right now. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.